What if I told you right now, without buying a FireStick, without buying a Google TV streaming device, without spending a single penny, you could turn your Windows PC into a fully functional Android TV device? And I'm not talking about running Android phone apps. I'm talking about the full Android TV experience. As you can see in the background, the same Play Store, the same applications, same TV apps, even applications that you can sideload. All of them are now available for you to install directly inside this Android device. Now, before you think this is some complicated developer setup, stick around. I'll show you how you can get this exact setup running in less than 10 minutes, which will allow you to use all of your favorite applications on your laptop or Windows PC. So please do take a moment to hit that like button so this video can go out to as many people as possible. And let's jump straight into it. Now, before we actually go through the installation process, let me just prove to you that this thing actually works, because you can see in the background, this is not an Android TV box, this is not a Google TV device, and this is not a Fire Stick. Everything is running directly on my PC. I've got the same Android TV home screen. I've got access to the Play Store. I can launch applications. All of the navigation I'm doing with the keyboard, but of course you can pair a Bluetooth mouse, a Bluetooth remote control to make the navigation easier. You can see I can open up the Play Store. I've got access to the entire Play Store. I can navigate through. I can browse content. Let's say, for example, I want to install this application over here. Let's go for local send, a great way to share files. Click on that, click on install, and I'll say in less than a few seconds, this application directly from the Play Store is now available for me directly on my device. Here we can see some other applications I've already installed, a favorite K application, of course, Downloader, and some other ones. Let's open up the K app, just to show you that every application you install, if it is from the Play Store, should in theory work directly on this device. And the great thing is, once you've set this up, you can use this for app testing, for software development, for trying out applications, or even trying out Android TV without purchasing any extra hardware. So with all of that being said, let me show you how you can now install this directly onto your device. Just open up a browser and just search for Android Studio. Here we are. Let's click on the first link and download and install this version directly onto your device. Once you've installed that, okay, we can see Android Studio is now installed. We just have to select this option here where it says more actions. Let me click on that. Now I can now click on Virtual Device Manager. Let's do that now. And we now see the option create virtual device. So let's select that. And you can now see a bunch of different virtual devices that you can use on your computer. But because we're looking for a TV experience, I'm going to click on TV on the left. And I can now select one of these TV options. So just to keep it simple, let's go for 1080p standard Android television. Let's click on next. We can now give this a name. I'll just call it TDUK TV. And we can see by default it's selected Android TV version 16. So I'm happy with that. But if you have applications which are not compatible with the latest version, you can always click here and choose a previous version like Android 12, Android 14, and so on and so forth. But just to get the latest and greatest for this demonstration, let's keep that as is. Let's now click on finish. So you want to download this? Let's click on yes. This will now begin the download and download the image for this particular version directly onto your device. Let's give that a second. That's now finished. I can click on finish. Now, before I start this virtual machine, let's click on the three dots over here. Let's go to edit. I can now go to additional settings. And here, for example, we can now tweak some settings regarding storage, regarding RAM, regarding CPU cores. So I want to leave the storage. Actually, let's increase the internal storage to 12 gig. That should be more than enough. But if you are installing lots of applications from the Play Store or sideloading, then you may want to increase this to 16 or maybe even 32 gig. And we can see my device is set to use 4 cores and 2 gigs of RAM. I think that's enough just for a trial, but of course you can increase that to 4 gigs if you have enough capacity on your host machine. So now we've confirmed all of that. Let's click on finish. I can now press the play button, and this will now start my brand new Android TV version 16 machine. Let's see if that works first time. Now on my device, I did have to run a small script, which I will be sharing in the video description, which allows you to open this in full screen. It requires you to install Auto Hotkey. It's a free application, and with the script you can then launch this emulator to start automatically in full screen. So you can see, guys, we are now inside Android TV 16. Looks really nice, really clean. I've got access to all of the applications in the Google Play Store. I can quickly just log in, and you can see I get access to the entire Play Store. So all of your favorite applications, the Care application, Downloader, everything is now available for me to install. Let's search for something. Let's try Downloader. Let's click on that. Click on install. In less than a few seconds, with the power of my laptop running Android TV 16, we've now installed Downloader. I can open that up. And we can now make a quick connection to my website using the downloader code 53402. This should take you directly to my website. You can, of course, pair a Bluetooth remote control if you want to, just to give it more of a TV-like experience. But you can see, guys, everything is working absolutely fine. I can click on Get Tools, and I can now access the entire library of applications, all available directly on my website. Let's try this one here. Click on Install. And again, we can see very quickly, this starts installing directly from the Play Store. I can click on Open. I now have access to the latest version of this, and that's now also working absolutely fine on my brand new Android TV 16 device. That's working great. I can navigate around, I can add add-ons, I can add builds, I can browse my local media. All of that's now accessible for me inside my emulator. Now, the question many of you are going to ask is, can this actually replace a FireStick? And I would say, honestly, it depends what you are trying to do. So if you are testing Android applications, if you're testing streaming apps, streaming utilities, then I do think absolutely you could definitely use this. You could install any Android TV version, Android TV 11, 12, 14, 16, depending on your application. And you can go ahead and test to see, does my application actually work with this? Also, if you're looking to experiment with Android TV, let's say you've always used Fire Sticks or even Roku devices, and you now want to see what's the fuss with Android TV. Is it a platform I can use? Can I get used to it? Does it support my favorite applications? Then again, I think in that scenario, this is a great way for you to test Android TV and see if it fits your particular use case. Now, if your use case is you're looking for everyday living room type streaming, then probably this is not the best solution for you, because it is still an emulator under the hood, which means certain applications will not be happy. They'll detect that you are using an emulator, and because of that emulation, they may not work properly, or you may find bugs, or it won't be a smooth experience as a true typical streaming device. And of course, performance of this will depend on how beefy or how powerful your PC, desktop or laptop is that's actually driving this emulator. But one thing I will mention, that if you are testing out streaming applications, particularly third-party applications, then it really is essential for you to use a VPN. I always use IPVanish. It's super fast, super secure, and it protects all of my devices. You can then change your IP address, you can access geo-logged content, and it really is just the best and safest way to stay secure online. If you do scan that QR code, you'll get a special price just for TechDoctorUK fans, and it really is just the best way to support me and my work. So many thanks for doing that. So there you have it, guys, a completely free way for you to run Android TV on your Windows PC. Really appreciate your support. Do leave me a comment below, let me know what you think, and I'll hopefully catch up with you guys real soon. Thanks.